Away.
And we're back. Oh wait, who's this?
Wait.
Huh?
Who's? It's a crossover episode.
Whoa!
I'm
What?
scared.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited. I think this is going to be fun. It's going to be a little testing of the waters here, and the first time that we've had one of our suits actually cross over and interact, other than like some text messages between Zeit and Magnitude.
I'm very honored.
Well, thank you for being here. But yeah, we gotta go around the horn and introduce ourselves. We're gonna get right into it, as I am in the middle of a move and got limited time today, and I know I'm not the only one. Who wants to who wants to start? I said I'll start. I'm the GM. I'll take charge of this shit. Hi, I'm Leah, aka Amusing Thalia. You in the future will be able to find me on my channel at Amusing Thalia, but at least for the next few days, I'm probably gonna take the next week off just to like sleep, because I have gotten very little of that in the last few days during the move. And I'm probably going to get very little more over the next few. So I'll probably be resting for the next week. But after that, look out for a stream schedule and much more frequent streams, as I'm going to be trying to get after it. Hoping to do some Helldivers. I got a very funny stream idea planned, but I'll get back to that in the future. A lot of TTR, or a lot of RPGs on my channel of various kinds, including uh, some Cthulhuoid stuff maybe looking at in the future. Fuck Lovecraft, but Call of Cthulhu is a fun game. Anyways, I'm gonna juggle ye oldie talking skull, and so our dear friend here, you can get a sense to how this goes and what we do. I will pass it to the one of the owners of a talking skull, Skelly.
Oh, hi everybody. I'm Skelly Alpha. You can find me on Twitch, Blue Sky, and YouTube under the same names. Currently plotting out next week's schedule, but it looks like it's going to be more of the same. Tomorrow I'll be hanging out with my pal Hat, probably working on D&D stuff. And other than that, the schedule mostly remains the same, with Paper Mario and the Cosmic Caper potentially Tuesday, depending on your schedule and such, Leah.
Oh yeah,
and
I have everything set up that I should be available for Tuesday. I didn't say that, but like, yeah, if it's other people's streams, I will bend over backwards to make sure I'm there.
Okay, yeah, no sweat. Other than that, it'll just be more Minecraft, more tabletop, more art drawing, and so forth. So the usual continues. And that'll be it for me. I'll pass it over to Momo.
Hi, I'm Momo Retrospectacles, your local writer. You can find me on Blue Sky at Retrospectacles. You can find me in other such places, such as the previously mentioned Skelly stream for some Backrooms Minecraft, or eventually back on stream with Leah for when we do nut dealings. I draw and stuff, but I can pass it over to who you'll see me on the stream most of the time with, which is Punky.
Hi. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody, it's me, Bucky. Hi, everybody. Hi, hey. Which was the worst time to drink water, but I was about to cough, so I figured that was the good in between for the two. I hope nobody heard my cup of ice. You can find me over at twitch.tv/punky_o_o. You're gonna find me all the usual days this week. Monday we're just gonna be I don't know what we're gonna be playing, but I'm gonna be live. Tuesday we got Cosmic Caper, and I'll be doing stuff before and maybe after. Wednesday I got Liminal with Skelly, and we'll probably hang out and do some stuff afterwards. Friday, if Leah's around, we got Yuri, but that's tentative. I want to give Leah some space and time to rest if Faye needs it.
I should be, but that one is a little bit more up in the air, but I should be.
We'll talk off stream.
Yeah.
But at the very least, on Friday we will be doing community night again, where we will be doing some more big steppy and Atlas afterwards. Gearing up to do some VR chat community nights in the future. You can find me over on Blue Sky at punkypun-ki, and I'm gonna toss it on over to Vaughn.
Oh, but first we should definitely go to piss.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that you're the last one that goes. I was in Mario mode, but you're the last one who goes in Mario anyway. What the fuck is wrong with me? I'm throwing it over to piss. I lied, everybody.
Hello, I am Piss, aka Carly, but usually just Piss. I have zero social media to speak of, nor do I do any streams. I'm just very happy to be here.
For some context, this is a friend of mine, one of my players from my off-stream game of Suits, and due to some story stuff presented in a few sessions previous, I will be here for a neat little interaction. I thought it'd be more fun to have this on-stream than off-stream, so thank you so much for being here, Piss.
Yeah, very happy to be here. I'll come back.
Hell yeah. It might be necessary. Who knows? We'll see. But I have the spot on the overlay now for you if ever needed.
Cool.
All right. Well, then you've already found me here at twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn. You can find me on Blue Sky, YouTube, and at Burnout Vaughn, over on Patreon, Burnout's Bar. This week, yeah, we are still trucking along. We've got Paper Mario and the Cosmic Caper on Tuesday. We will be doing more Skeleton Crew and Persona 4 on Thursday. We should, unless something comes up, have a return to A Student's Detour Through Baldur's Gate with the Saved by the Spell crew. And then nothing on Sunday because people need to recover and rest. So, yeah, we're going to have to stay off. There might be a stream here or there in between, depending on my availability throughout the week, because I'm trying to still remember that I did not finish Battle Network 2, and I need to do that, and I'm feeling very guilty about it. So, yeah, maybe check it out. I know! That's why I need to finish it! But my guilt aside, let me take us away with our theme song so we can start our game. Welcome back.
And we have Yvonne back. All right. Well, without any further ado, we are going to get into it. We're actually not going to pick up exactly where we left off last time. We're actually going to be somewhere else at about the same time. We would see the door shutting behind our party, our group of Threadbare suits, as they all pile into the waiting room to have their meeting with Imelda Key. And as that door shuts, it like the kind of action of it shutting would transition it to a different door, and we see the inside of an apartment that is unfamiliar to this audience. Lost and Found, could you describe your apartment and what door you just shut?
Yes,
Entirely up to you.
I think maybe closet door, just getting ready for the day. Um,
It's evening
and
time now. So it's
evening time.
probably
Okay,
like
okay.
breaking down
Then
from the day. Yeah.
then maybe, I mean, the only other door would be the front door. So I guess maybe just
Yeah.
getting back in, closing the
Yeah.
door.
No, that makes sense.
Very minimal apartment, like almost looks like a hotel room, like somebody that's there temporarily. A few little knickknacks, some trinkets, things that look pretty vintage but also very new. Like maybe some candles, some old jewelry, some pressed flowers, small things easy to transport. But in general, the room is pretty bare. It's just like, a standard kind of studio, one bedroom apartment. Still kind of settling in feel.
Absolutely. As you make your way about the apartment, for the sake of like narrative, something falls. Like something like you accidentally leave something like slightly on the edge of a counter, or you bump something off. What is it?
Let's say like a stack of papers, maybe.
A stack of papers. There's probably mail that like
Yeah.
has stacked up a little bit, and as you're just walking past, you probably brush it with your elbow, and you turn, and the papers like are beginning to fall. Not the kind of thing that you would normally use your powers for, but as they begin to fall, they almost seem to like slow and then stop mid-air, as if time around you has stopped. It's a strange sensation. It's similar to when you use your abilities, but you did not cognizantly do this, nor do you feel the mental strain that comes with keeping your abilities active. Maybe the first time you've ever been in paused time without feeling that strain. How do you feel? How do you react?
Fear. Because
Fear.
usually
Yeah.
if I'm not in control, I'm jumping without meaning to.
Yeah, I think there's that anxiety, that immediate momentary fear. And before you really have a chance to react, you just hear from the front door that you just closed.
Well, I guess I would answer it probably blindly because who else would be able to move around now?
Yeah, you begin to walk towards the door, and you open it. You don't like call out.
No, I don't think so. I think just pure curiosity.
Yeah, you open it, and as you open it, a individual that we have seen before in this game, uh, a individual with glasses on that seem to absorb the light and obscure the face, messy brown hair, a long, ragged, ruffled trench coat of a kind, a button up that's like with a tie that's kind of loosened and crumpled a little bit, and uh, an individual who very clearly has seen some wear and tear as they have been traveling around. They currently are holding a briefcase, actually, and the briefcase is like half open. And they look over towards you, and there's this kind of colorful light almost like emanating from the briefcase. Like there's nothing physically in it that you can see immediately. It just is like this colorful light, and they look towards you. Oh, so I take it that I have the right apartment if you're answering. It's nice to meet you.
And who are you?
I I have a lot of names, but I go by Chris generally in this timeline. I'm a detective first class for the ID&I. And
What?
he reaches into his coat and pulls out a little badge, essentially, to show you an identification badge.
Okay. What can I do for you?
I think there's a lot that we can do for each other, and I think that we can maybe learn some things from each other. This isn't meant to be a long conversation. I wanted to make first contact, but I take it that we're gonna be maybe needing to work together in the future, so I thought I'd stop by on my off hours and get to know you. I hope it's not too much trouble. I hope I'm not interrupting anything. He kind of looks around. There's a little bit of like a half smirk as he says that last bit.
Mm-hmm. I think I would. Maybe just like ask for a business card,
Yeah.
like a phone
He
number.
fully like he has the wallet that he's shown you, and he like fully pulls out the identification badge. ID&I, it doesn't immediately ring any bells, but then you remember the first case that you were on with your hero team, stopping an incursion of ID&I, like goons who were trying to break into the independent research facility associated with Suits. You know, without any checks or anything needed, you know that these individuals are related to that interdimensional rift, that portal that is over the Suits testing area in the wash. You are aware that these individuals are either not from this timeline or not from this dimension and have been causing some havoc around the city.
Mhm.
This individual is definitely giving you a different vibe than the ones you've met previously, but nonetheless is part of the same organization.
Okay. I think I would try and brush it off and just be like, "Oh, I'll get back to you. Like I'll, at some point," and just try and get him to leave.
Do you do the like just start closing the door thing?
Probably, yeah.
He does do the he puts the foot in the door, just like just a moment of your time, if you wouldn't mind.
What else? I say through the crack. I'm still trying to close the door.
I just wanted to confirm something before I met with you in person. I guess met with you on a more official capacity. You wouldn't happen to know if any individual prior to you has any associations or capabilities around time travel? I think it's pretty confirmed based on my research that you yourself can do that, but what about
I don't
you?
keep up on things like that. I'm not usually around long enough to make those kind of connections.
Okay, okay. Um, you look busy and you look like you've uh, gotta be on your way, and I don't want to take up any more of your time, but if you wouldn't mind, just one more question for you.
Still trying to close the door, maybe like made a tiny bit
Mm-hmm.
of progress. What now?
Mm-hmm. If you knew that you were the reason for a organization causing the mayhem and destruction of the city around you, would you reset time back to its starting point?
Do you
That's your
understand
first
how much
jump.
nuance there is to that question?
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. That's a thinker. I'll let you go on your way, and I'll just leave that for you for some food for thought. And he pulls his foot out of the door.
Shut, lock.
Shut, lock. You hear some footsteps down the hallway as he's walking away, and then the papers sort of hit the ground.
think I would just go to Suits headquarters and just
Yeah.
try and talk to somebody.
Do you even pick up the papers?
No, I don't think so. I
All
think
right.
too frazzled.
I think you pause. I think you look back and forth, and then I think you turn to the door one more time. And as that door opens, we're gonna transition back to the waiting room where the rest of our Threadbare suits are. And the door opens up, and you see the individual that the group of you have met previously, Mr. Wall, Roscoe Wall, the uh, I guess manager, for lack of a better term, of the Mint, or at least assistant manager of some kind, the uh, personal assistant, let's say, of Imelda Key. Hello, all of you. Imelda Key will happily speak with you now.
Looks like our chance to have that meeting is now.
Well, he kind of pauses. He looks back over his shoulder. Before you all enter, are there any refreshments or drinks that we can get you? We'll have them all set up in here before you all come in. We want to make sure that your meeting is as comfortable as possible. I also know that he looks up and there's been like a bodyguard in the room with you. I understand that this may be a bit unconventional, so I want to give you all a chance to speak with each other before your meeting. I just wanted to get your drink orders before you came in. And you may enter at your own discretion after this point. He kind of looks across the group. I would say he looks at you, but since you spoke up, Blackbeard, he looks at you expectantly for your drink order.
I suppose if you have some sort of red wine on closed tap, I would be fine with that.
We don't have it on tap. We have it by the bottle. Do you have a vintage, perhaps a type? You look like a Pinot girl to me, but I don't want to make assumptions.
As she thinks for a moment, I haven't had a Pinot in a while. I'll take it.
Pinot Noir it is.
Black Mirror would cast a gaze over toward Ryder, since she was helping Ryder kind of do the mingling and stuff with the whole being the socialite, trying to give her like a little bit of confidence, like giving her the extra attention.
Oh, just coffee, black.
Coffee, black, Irish coffee.
Sure. If you have a favorite, I'll take that.
He's not writing any of this down. He just nods his head, and he looks across. Who would his eyes sort of rest on next? Spinner or Zeit?
I guess Zeit would just throw up a hand, just go, bourbon, neat, whatever you have.
Following that up immediately without missing a beat, same but on the rocks for me, as Heatsink speaks up after you. Neat, rocks, Irish coffee, Pinot Noir. And you? Looks at you, Spinner.
I'm good. I don't need anything.
Water?
Sure.
He nods his head, and he gestures, and the other individual who's been in there with you, sort of like full goon vibe of just like big shoulders, arms crossed at the door, just like trying to look intimidating. He nods the head, and the person leaves the door, and the door shut. You're now left alone in the room, and hear the clinking of glasses in the office in front of you. You have a moment to chat amongst yourselves if you wish before entering, and you may enter as you see fit at your own will.
There's, I think, a kind of like under her breath. I'm not drinking that shit.
I think for the first time in a while, Spinner catches your eye and just kind of like It's not even, I don't even think it's like fully intentional, but she hears you say that and kind of snorts a little bit, like halfway between a laugh. She's just like, glad I'm not the only one.
Oh, into the lion's den then, huh?
I mean, I guess. Quick question: did she send an ominous invitation to all of you as well?
She didn't either.
I recall, refresh my memory. I believe Black Mirror found the one that was addressed to the group, if I remember right.
Yes, yeah. You all received letters to this shindig.
She actually kept it on her and kind of like opening her like business suit. Like there must be like an envelope just tucked inside the upper torso area, and she like slides out like the letter just to show it for a second. It's like, we found it at base. Yes.
Huh. Did not expect her to have her sights set that far into the wash. Great.
Interestingly, she would take it out for a second and open it, and there's something that crossed my mind a little bit. There's an invitation here, and it does list us out, but there actually is. I'm not sure if we were able to invite a +1 or something, but there is an opening on the invitation list, or an odd spacing, maybe.
Leah, if I'm remembering, there was an odd spacing for Ryder, wasn't there?
Yes, yeah, it was.
Yes. I think
it was yeah, and I don't know if anyone else has caught on that, but it was
No.
it was like exactly spaced that
Mhm.
for if they were to put your full name, but intentionally didn't.
Yeah,
Like the
I
full
think.
writer name, yeah.
Yeah, I think she'd be honest. I think she'd just be like, "That's for me." You can talk more about it when we get out of here.
My apologies. And she says, kind of like a little embarrassed, folding back up, putting it away.
She just kind of like pats her shoulder.
Speaking up, Heat Sink would just kind of look across the group. Well, if there's no more coordination we want, kind of stands up. Are we ready to meet whoever this is?
I believe so.
Yeah. Don't know what you all know, but I unfortunately don't think this is the best place to talk whatever everyone knows, but we'll do what we have to. We'll do what we must.
Heat Sink nods her head towards the door at you, Ryder.
You know, she takes a step forward and like opens the door.
You open the door, and does everyone follow suit, or does anyone lag?
Black Mirror would
Zach
follow in
follows.
shortly after.
I think Spinner's definitely like going in last, if not like right before Heatsink, probably before like I think she'll probably like share a look with Heatsink before walking in before her.
Heatsink meets your gaze, but then looks down, like breaks it sooner than you'd think. Normally does not do that.
I think Spinner like then hesitates to walk into the room and like her brow, like, I think her brow like froze. Question for you. This is actually a really
Yeah.
important question because this will determine something. Was the invitation designated to my name or my hero name?
Hero name.
She's wearing her mask.
Yeah.
So I think she like does the Spider-Man expression where like one of the eyes like furrows a lot, like it's really clearly like inquisitive and questioning, just looking
Mhm.
towards Heat Sink. And I think she doesn't expect she's going to get a response, so just shoots that look long enough that Heat Sink sees it, and
Mhm.
catches her gaze, and then turns back and like nods towards the door and walks for it.
You get the faintest sort of like nod, like an acknowledgement, as if she like knows that there's something she has to do or is promising to do something, like just sort of a swift nod of affirmation before following after you.
Okay.
As
Yeah,
the
we're
group
just
of you enter, there are 5 chairs set out for you, each of which has a like little side table with your drink already placed on it. In the corner of the room, there are 2 individuals. In the far corners of the room, there are 2 individuals, Roscoe Wall being one of them. The other is an individual who none of you recognize, that they are dressed very similarly to Roscoe Wall. They have a very similar sort of uh, demeanor about them. You can only assume it is another sort of bodyguard type of some kind. Uh, However, the thing that draws your attention is there is a large sort of dark wood, very wide desk, but it wraps around in a kind of circular pattern in a way that you wouldn't maybe normally expect for a desk in this sort of environment. The walls are decorated with a lot of interesting looking pieces, the kind of things that you would see at a really fancy restaurant. Uh, Pictures that are signed by famous individuals. There is one particular one that shows a framed image of her shaking hands with probably the biggest tech mogul to have existed in the last 20 years, Stacy Cobb, as the two of them are sort of like looking at the camera, shaking hands with each other. They seem to have broken ground on some sort of building together. There are a bunch of other ones, other famous individuals, people throughout history. There's even one with, surprisingly enough, Paragon. Uh, though it does not look like they're like particularly friendly. It looks like they were at an event together and a picture was taken of the two of them. Other than that, besides the like green crushed velvet carpet on the floor, other than these sort of like pieces that show a sort of self-aggrandization, the walls and sides of the room are relatively empty. And sitting on a raised chair, very comfortable looking, that has its own little set of steps that can like step down off of it, is a very interesting looking individual. Very clearly has had some sort of psychic manifestation on her physicality. She is no bigger than 2.5 feet tall and is giving like cherub vibes in a sort of way. She's not like rail thin by any means. She's kind of round. She has a bit of a bob haircut. Not quite Black Mirrors, a little bit like longer, a little bit more stylized, and with a little bit messier bangs. She is rocking a pantsuit. Like she is serving in this pantsuit. Really like bright red cravat underneath the really clean dark slate gray suit overall. The faint smell of cigar is present in the room, and you can see one that's been put out in an ashtray. You can see one that's been put out in an ashtray in front of you all, and this individual kind of goes, "Well, it's nice to finally meet the up-and-coming names of the vigilante heroes in the wash. It's a pleasure, really my pleasure. I'm Imelda Key. It's nice to meet you all." And she actually steps off her chair and walks around to shake all of your hands, all of you needing to like look down, even sitting in the chair, to shake hers. Does anyone not, I should say?
I would say Zeit, who didn't actually end up sitting down, he's hovering as usual, but not as typical, like, lazy fashion. He's, like, hovering as if he was just standing on the air, like, just completely at attention.
Also, important question about the chairs, because I think depending on how they're made, Spinner would try to like turn hers around and sit on it backwards.
Yeah, I'll say yeah. You can Riker sit on the chair.
Okay, yeah, that's what she's doing, and I think she's just gonna like eye the handshake and then look at her and just kind of be like, yeah. I think especially if she's like next in line after Zeit, she's gonna kind of mimic what he's doing and not shake hands.
She waits for a decent amount with the two of you, and she makes deep eye contact with either of you. Do either of you break eye contact? The two that have already said that they don't shake hand, like, or do either of you not meet it? Here's another way to ask that.
Spinner is staring straight on, and she is not going to lose this contest.
Alrighty. You were gonna say, Ryder.
No, I'll just wait until she comes around.
Yeah, I mean, she's currently doing that. Heatsink would meet her eye and shake her hand.
I think this is just like an important thing to know, just because it's like it's like an old head superhero thing to do. But she wears really thick gloves. I think that most of like the stuff that she's wearing is Kevlar, or like of a similar hard fabric of some kind.
Absolutely, yeah.
So the handshake happens. How firm is that handshake?
Hers is, it's not firm, but it's not a hard squeeze. It's maybe surprisingly gentle for the kind of weight that she sort of swings around. It's meant to show that she's very present in the handshake, but it is not, surprisingly not like a power move or a power tactic, as far as you can tell, in the way that she shakes it. Like, her shaking your hand might be, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that Holly's is very much more noticeably firm.
She comments on that. She goes, "Oh, I almost did the Columbo accident. You've got a nice handshake, nice and firm, very old-fashioned."
I get that a lot. The old-fashioned thing, at least.
She nods her head. As you say that, what's the first thing that you think of?
Oh. I think the first thing that she thinks of would be being out getting a drink with our lovely other unnamed writer.
Yeah. You two are on really good terms, right?
Kind of more like, I think Holly likes to think that they were on better
We're on
terms than
better
they
terms.
were.
Yeah.
But I think
Definitely
underneath,
first name basis, though, right?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think underneath there was some unresolved things, at least on his side. I want to say.
Do you make eye contact with her?
Yeah, like very
Yeah.
fiercely. Not super easy
Mhm.
to see through the helmet. Because the
Mhm.
eyes are very like bug-esque.
Because she can't like make direct eye contact with you because of the
Mhm.
bug eyes, she is just kind of scanning the face a little bit, like the mask a little
Mhm.
bit. But you do see her eyes, and they're very unique. They are a bright red color, and they do have a pupil, but they also have additional things in it. They are ringed, but they, in addition to the rings, they have lines moving out to the edges of the eye from the pupil. They almost look like bullseyes or targets.
Mm.
She nods her head. Well, you know, Holly, as they say, you gotta stick to your guns with how you act, and it's good to see someone from your generation who's still kind of looks over towards Spinner and Sight, who still has a bit more respect for individuals when they're trying to be polite.
Does she just says
She
her name
just
out
says your
loud?
name casually.
That grip gets like noticeably tighter.
Oh, that's a
I
bit
think
of a
so too.
strong, firm shake. It's a good one there. You see Roscoe sort of like take a like half step forward, and she like holds up a hand, like hold. Eventually, handshake kind of lets go, and she moves on.
Mhm.
She moves up to you, Black Mirror.
Black Mirror, of course, being the businesswoman, would obviously walk up and give a proper handshake, of course.
Proper handshake, of course. Ever the businesswoman. It's nice to see you again. You might not remember me, but I've definitely been to your gallery once or twice. The other Shannons told me quite a bit about you.
Ah, yes. Well, thank you so much for stopping by the gallery. Any kind of patronage, or those that stop by to appreciate the art, means a lot.
I think art is a very important thing in society, especially our current one. What's the first thing you think of as you have that conversation, that like brief interaction?
That the general surface thoughts are like she seems that kind of thinking about the person in front of them. It's like she seems very polite.
Hmm.
And well mannered, knows their way around business. Kind of a little bit of analytical, like little pinged
Hmm.
thoughts going through the head.
Any like memories shoot through, or are you very in the moment?
If 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 Shannon would be able to recall if she had ever seen them at the gallery, would probably be what she would be hunting through her mind for, right?
How good is Shannon with like remembering faces and names at gallery events?
Names are very good at being remembered. The faces may be a little less so, but she does have a good
Hmm.
memory.
You don't remember the name. Imelda Key does not ring a bell, but the especially with how unique she looked, you vaguely remember seeing someone. I don't think you interacted with her specifically, other than like maybe shaking a hand previously. And I think maybe
Mhm.
that's what does it, is like the shaking of the hand is a familiar handshake because her hand is so small. It's a very unique way of shaking hands.
Yeah.
Like you almost like completely envelop her hand when you shake it. And
Oh, damn. Okay.
uh, she kind of smiles at the group of you and walks back to her chair behind. So I'm sure you've been wondering why I called you here. She looks over to Roscoe. Always wanted to say that. But I wanted to do a few things. The first of which is I wanted to make sure that we had a good sort of rapport with each other. I thought it would be bad manners for someone, especially so close to the Foggy Bottom. It would be bad manners for me to not introduce myself to the local celebrities, such as yourself. Gestures at Zeitgeist.
Zeit's eyeing her, but he's letting her do the talking, which is kind of weird for the rest of the group. As you know, Zeit's got a motor mouth.
She kind of cocks her head at you. You know, I had been led to believe that you are a bit of a talker. I've watched a few of your streams. I figured you might have some questions for me. Do you not have any?
I think Spinner is the one who talks up here. And
Mm-hmm.
she's like rolling her neck, not in a way that's like I'm looking for a fight, but in a way that's like the fight might happen and I want to make sure I'm limber for it. And she
Mm-hmm.
just kind of looks over and she goes, we're not really much for pretense. You want to just kind of get it over with, what you're looking for, what's going on here.
She's looking at Zeit, and the eyes dart to you, like a predator latching on to prey.
I think
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think Spinner's expression is one of just like, I wish I was not here or dealing with this shit.
She actually has a sympathetic look crosses her face. There's this like momentary look of almost like hunger as she turns towards you, but she quickly it washes over as she composes herself. Yes, I understand you're very busy people. You probably want to get back to Maggie, Amber, and I can understand that. You've had a long day, I can imagine. I'll cut to the chase. I'm establishing the Center for Leadership and Social. And she gestures. You can tell she herself, like while she is the one who came up with the name, she sort of like shrugs off the name she's already come up with for the literal location that you're in, and she kind of just waves it off. Um, I figured that setting up a center here, I should have a good rapport with the local heroes. As many of you may be aware, especially with your work in the Wash and in the Foggy Bottom, that there are lots of individuals who are caught in the crosshairs, let's say, of the various combats. I looks at you again, Spinner. The danger caused by your recent combats with the new incursion of this ID&I force. I can't imagine the stress it's bringing to the local population of the Wash. What my organization seeks to do is looking out for people, maybe from the city, maybe from the local area, who are willing to donate maybe their time or equipment or goods, services, food for the good people of the Wash, so that we can assist them, A, in their situations as they are now, but also, if given the proper time and establishment, we can help move them into the city of New Columbia proper. My organization seeks to very much be a hands-on organization where the people can feel like they can come to me specifically, but anyone who works for me, and ask for assistance, have a conversation. And I figured all of you might want to get in on that.
Question for you, dear DM: how much heat looks like it's in this room in terms of like guards?
There's her, there's Roscoe, and then there's this other individual who's in the corner.
Okay, I think Spinner looks at both of them and then looks at her and kind of leans forward and goes, I thought I said we didn't really have time for fucking pretense. do you want to just say what you're here for? You're obviously not here to establish rapport because you keep giving all these bullshit veiled threats about how you know more about us than we know about you. So you have an ask. What's the ask? Put it on the table, or I don't know, stop wasting our fucking time.
My ask is simple. I want your help establishing myself within the betters of both New Columbia and the local area. If I have heroes that vouch for me, then it'll be a lot easier to make inroads. I think we can do a lot of good together.
If you can't stand on
Spinner,
your
I
own 2
think-
feet,
Spinner is like openly laughing. Like Spinner, I think like snorts and then starts like openly laughing.
I
I
think.
was about to say,
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Zeit.
I was gonna say, while Spinner's laughing, Zeit will just like look kind of like almost disappointed, and he's just going to like down a good chunk of the bourbon in his glass while still floating, then just set back on the table and just go, if you're gonna need help getting on your own 2 feet here, you won't be here long, and no one here will respect you otherwise.
She nods her head a little bit. Stein, I really was hoping that you would understand that the communication and community between people is what helps lift us up out of situations that aren't great. You yourself have had to rely on people to get into the position that you're in now. I would say that you would be very much lying to all of us, me and your friends here, if you said that you did so entirely on your own. I mean, you didn't even make the suit that you're wearing.
And I think that's
I have a quick question.
None of you have ever heard Zeit's name before.
No, and I think that's immediately pissing
Yeah.
off Holly.
Now I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
What would I roll for Zeit having a fight or flight response?
Yeah, okay. What would you roll for a fight or flight response? Let's say, let's say, all right, there are a couple ways that we can do this. I think we can either just do a flat luck check, flat luck roll, and we can just like leave it entirely up to chance. I think the other option here is pierce the mask, as you're like basically sizing up the level of threat in the room.
I think I will do flat luck because Zeit very much intentionally like zeroed out hearing that, and there might be something that happens the closer he gets to his flight response.
Yeah. Go ahead. So it's just flat 2d6 then.
Okay. So, based on that, I'd say there's a brief second where, like, right after she says his name, you see it register with Zeit as his eyes kind of go wide, and his form flickers for, like, half a second. Like, Spinner would recognize the very brief, like, look of underneath the illusion of his jacket. But then, like, without realizing it, because, again, fight or flight response, he kind of, subconsciously reaches out, but he's not controlling his power or looking out for a particular one. So I would say, like, the room gets, like, a noticeable tension throughout the psychic, like, just background noise, until he, like, focuses back in and just kind of, like, shakes himself back together.
While this is going on, when that gets uttered, Black Mirror is going to do a quick glance to register how Heatsink is taking this.
Heatsink has a very like flat expression. The nostrils are flared, the lips are pursed, and I think with your familiarity with her, you catch her just after she's finishing glancing at Spinner, almost as if like a almost a look of concern, but is trying very hard to stay flat-faced with it.
I think that's probably when Holly would pipe up. So, and forgive me, this is a little bit long-winded. What exactly are you going to provide for the community that they don't already have amongst themselves? The wash is full of people who are already reliant on one another and work together in order to make things work. And although it's not perfect, it works. All you're showing us right now is that you know more about us. It's not particularly community driven to, just kind of say these things about us that, hey, some of us don't even know. You talk a lot about respect when the whole thing with being heroes is that, hey, maybe we don't say our names for a reason. There's a whole thing of consent there that you're just kind of not respecting that's pretty integral to community. And I'm pretty sure the last time I looked at it, community doesn't rely on one person.
No, it relies on the cooperation between individuals. I apologize for making you uncomfortable by using your name. I'm sure someone from your time period will understand. And I mean, you've seen the hell that this city and this country have had to go through over the past 50 years. It's not been very pretty. While the people in the wash are definitely able to get by, I hope to. Let's say I hope to offer a road of communication and coordination. I wish to be the logistical manager of the flow of goods between the wash and the city. I feel like I can act as a good mediator between the two. Suits and the general the ACAB are only allowed are kind of not really left in the best position when they're in the wash, and so I was hoping to establish myself as a, similarly to you all. It relies on heroes doing good work for the city. And so I wish to be the logistical manager, let's say, of the goods and the way that they flow between the wash and the city of New Columbia, the illustrious city.
So the good work that you do is just making sure that it communicates between these two halves?
Somebody's got to be the one to know what people need and know where the goods got to go.
How much have you done of that so far? How successful has it been?
Well, we're currently establishing a rapport with the locals, and I've been making contacts. I've been having meetings with important individuals from around, from in the wash as well. I've been able to get the support of quite a few local businesses after having meetings with their owners. We've got quite a lot of donations now flowing in. People in New Columbia got it good. All of you are living down in the wash. You're all vigilantes. You see how rough it can be there. I merely just wish to be the kind of person to alleviate the hardships of the local individuals.
And you wanted to give a good first impression by saying a bunch of our sensitive information and bringing us into a highly secure location with a bunch of people who are pretty on edge about us. I won't lie. It's not the greatest first impression.
I figured my name would run across your desk at some point or another. I just wanted to make sure that you all knew who I was and what my kind of business is before you decided how you wanted to interact with me in the future. We can be perfectly amiable if you leave me alone.
Oh, so you wanted us to know that you were a pig rolling around in the bullshit. Spinner stands up and she just kind of kicks her chair over. And she looks at Imelda and she looks at the other two brutes, seeing if they're going to make a move. And then she looks back at Imelda. She goes, you want to actually give a shit about community? You want to fucking build something that matters for people? You get your boots on the floor and you fucking help people. You don't collect donations. You don't start threatening heroes that actually take care of the folks. I'm fucking out of here.
What are you thinking of as you say that?
Quite honestly, I think there is like it's like fire in her head.
Mhm.
It's like a montage of like there's a Molotov cocktail being lit by her. She's thinking about dropping it in this room. Like
Mhm.
she's seeing a guillotine. She's seeing like masses of people with pitchforks. And then
Mhm.
she's also, I think, seeing like the little things. Like I think she's seeing soup kitchens that she's been to. She's seeing a lot of like protests where fucked up shit has happened to people and she's like taking care of them. I think she's like it's this messy hodgepodge of everything that community means to her, both from like pushing back against people who want to turn communities against each other and what it means to like actually be on the ground and see what community is.
I think she kind the to respond entirely to the full to the entirety of that. As you kick the chair over, Roscoe takes a step forward. The other individual seems to be hanging back, almost like they're waiting for something. But Roscoe takes another half step forward, and Imelda raises the two fingers, like hold, and he straightens back up. You kick the chair over, and two of you kind of maybe not meet eyes if you're not making eye contact, but the two of you kind of meet gaze with each other before you begin to turn. And she goes, and as you're heading out, she would just call back, Miss Falloway, I hope you have a lovely evening with Maggie. I'm sorry for upsetting you.
Spinner, before making it out the doorway, turns around and says, if I catch a single wind of you in my personal life, you're fucking dead. And just walks out the door.
She looks across the group of you, and as Spinner's gone, I suppose this isn't a good time to tell him that I got the support of Get That Bread.
Uh, Shannon will just like kind of like purse her lips like as she like watches the Spinner go out the door and like looks back toward Imelda and just like and gives like a small shrug.
I am sorry for that. And as she's like beginning to talk again, Heatsink goes, we should leave.
Black Mirror will give a glance over to Heatsink and back over to Imelda and B and say, looks like it's unfortunate timing on a lot of things going on. I suppose we'll get back in contact maybe? She'll give like
I'll be
another
in
little shrug.
touch. I am only ever a ring away. Here's my card. And she slides a card over towards you, Black Mirror.
She'll pick it up. and she'll say,
I'm
"Thank
sorry
you."
to. Go ahead.
Oh.
She gives a nod very politely towards you as you say thank you. Thank you for your cordial demeanor. I believe that we'll get along famously.
She'll give a polite nod and she will stand up. And if Heat Sink needs help standing up still, since she's still recovering, Black Mirror will offer it.
Miss Kwan, I'm sorry, did I say something to insult you or make you want to leave? And Heatsink doesn't respond. She just looks at Zeit. Zeit. Looks back over towards Ryder. Ryder, we're leaving.
Can I quickly glance to see how Zight's doing?
Zeit looks like he's zeroing back in on everything that's going and trying to process what's been going on around him. He's definitely giving a look at Imelda, but he doesn't look like he's gonna pop off like a spinner, but he definitely looks like he's going to say something. He is just gathering himself before he says anything.
As you go ahead, Ryder.
Maybe pertinent for you, our lovely DM.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Holly is thinking of like every tyrannical leader ever that she's ever fought, which is a lot because they like, especially with the kind of things that writers deal with.
I actually got to tell you about a fight that you were in that was part of the backstory thing in the other suits after this, but I will do that in a different
okay.
way.
But I think more importantly, there's like this underlying, or at least I suppose the thought that's coming up more to the surface, is whatever it is you can do, I'm faster than you and I'm better than you. As she just kind of like quickly, not like her powers level of quick, but like quickly like shifts up from the chair, and extends a hand.
She reaches across the table towards your hand. I'm sorry to see you go as well, Miss Azanagi. Azanago, I'm sorry.
What? This is a white woman, Leah.
Yes.
Do you know if you can run fast enough to pull someone's bones out of their body? You should find out, maybe. You should find out, maybe.
She'll shake the hand, and go, Miigwech Jaganosh. Which is just a mean thing to say to and call white people in Ojibwe.
She looks at you, she cocks her head, and then she seems to nod. That's fair enough, I suppose.
And then I think she'll say it in her powers fast, so that it like sounds like nothing. Just fucking white people. And walk out. But looking to Zeit, I think she'll linger to make sure that Zeit leaves. I think she's worried about him.
You'll watch as Zeit kind of, again, out of character, lowers himself to the ground and, like, makes contact and walks over to her desk and kind of doesn't glare, but makes, like, sustained eye contact, like, again, non-confrontational, but somebody keeping this flat of eye contact with someone knows that it's a bit volatile. And then he's finally going to like be like, well, this has been a formative experience, both educationally and at this point, like if she's reading into his head, she'll go over the memory of him like going through books, reading up on different bits of history, and reading
I was
the
about
definition.
to ask what you were thinking of, so hell yeah.
Oh, trust me, I had this planned. He's going back to studying and learning about things, and he's seeing the textbook definition of war profiteering. then he just then he like goes on. But I'm sure you've already like figured out that everyone who's ever used that name has died young, but cost benefit analysis is probably in your field of view, so you're probably aware of the high cost of business. And again, just the picturing of S.U.I.T.S past, specifically his uncle being gunned down. And then he'll finally just go, oh?
Oh, no, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
But then he'll finally just go, but you're still not going to succeed. Not unless you're willing to go the lengths that they expect you to. At that point, then she gets a flood of memories from S.U.I.T that I'll just give you like a quick one, but there's a bunch just kind of like going through S.U.I.T's career, having been the Foggy Bottom. First one being like a memory of S.U.I.T bashing his shoulder into a door jamb to relocate his shoulder after a fight. Having to reset both his arms after they were broken trying to save someone with the use of his construct hands. Nearly shaving all of the skin and muscle off the bottom of his feet using super speed for the first time to run someone to the ER. Like, just all these memories of things he's done throughout the Foggy Bottom. Like, and again, without any sense of, like, thanks or gratitude, just doing what actually needs to be done for the people around him. But hey, you're willing to try. At which point, then he's just going to, like, lift up, not, like, acknowledging her, and then just start floating off.
As you begin to walk away, you just hear her kind of not call, not yell, but just speak after you. Oh, Mr. Sloan, I'm well aware of the cost. And despite there being no money in New Columbia, there will always be currency, and information will always be accepted for trade. You have a lovely night, all of you.
I suppose still as the last one out, along with Heatsink, Black Mirror will turn over and give just a small, polite handshake to Imelda and say, "You have yourself a lovely evening as well."
Mr. Wall, will you escort our guests out? And Roscoe kind of nods and will follow you all out.
I would say, like...
Go ahead, yeah, yep.
I was just going to say, like, S.U.I.T wouldn't have waited for anyone else. If there was, like, a window in the waiting room, he would have just forced it open and would have just started flying off.
As you begin flying off, I think I'm going to really quickly go around. Spinner, where do you fly off to?
S.U.I.T wants to be alone, but he also knows that he's kind of let Spinner in a lot to his personal, like, life and space for the sake of trust. So he thinks for a while, knowing that he can't really go anywhere that Spinner probably doesn't know about. So he goes to the one place he knows he can be alone, like, from at least everyone on the team. So he just flies out and uses his ability to hover to just kind of sit down cross-legged and just hover over the Potomac.
Hell yeah. Spinner, where do you head off to?
Spinner is waiting outside of the building for the rest of the group. So I'd like to have a scene with whoever is like leaving this space when they leave this space.
I will go to the others and come back to you. Ryder.
I think Holly would make sure to stay with everyone. I think she'd like respect seeing a site leave, but like make sure that the like her mirror and sync are like all together.
Yeah, Black Mirror will be sticking close to Heatsink, knowing they're still recovering. Doesn't want to particularly leave their side, especially after such a heated meeting.
Ryder, Heatsink, and Mirror exit almost as a trio spinner as you are hanging out.
I think you all see like Spinner's expression looks unusually flat and perhaps like a bit dark. Like the way that the what time in the day
Oh,
is
it's
it right now?
late. It's late. It's like closing in on midnight.
Yeah, I think she's like specifically leaning against the wall in like a portion of shadow, like by a street light that is like shining away from her. And she looks up and over at her friends, like the only thing that like kind of gives her away being like the big white part of her, like, you know, Spidey Nightwing eyes. And even that looks dimmer than usual. And I think she's going to make like direct eye contact with specifically Ryder, and go, "We gotta kill her."
I think if you are specifically like looking at her, I don't know how like noticeable it would be to kind of like the naked eye, but I think since you've seen her like exit, her fist is just like doing that shit that the Flash does when he wants to like phase through something. It's just like shaking, and it might start to like be making a noise at this point because of just how fast it's moving just in that one space as it's like down by her side.
That was an interesting turn of that meeting. Like you can see her like rolling her like tongue, like kind of like licking her teeth, like she's like really in thought, right? She's like, and she says, obviously, she definitely used names as leverage in that. Notice that she didn't do it to me because my name's out in the open in public. So it would have little importance to attempt to use that as leverage in a conversation. This person knows a lot. How would she have even gotten that information?
She didn't know as much at the beginning of that conversation.
Huh?
If she knew your names, she would have put them in the invitations. But she knew your hero names. She knew more about you than the average person. Maybe I'm wrong. But to me, it seemed like she picked up more information just from talking to us.
I think you're onto something. That was definitely a very formal invitation. Formal invitations typically, I would figure, would preclude proper names.
He's got some kind of mind bullshit going on. All of those powers are different. They have different ranges and capabilities, and it's all annoying. I think the fist will stop rapidly moving. She kind of has to think about something else other than punching that woman. And then I think the reality that the others have heard about how old she is now kind of hits her. And she just falls very silent.
You all take the night. Meeting at our place at noon tomorrow in the Vigilante House. Spinner, you tell Z.I.T when you get a chance. Ryder, I want you there an hour or two prior. My acquaintance will be coming back through.
Spinner, I think, just looks around at all of you and goes, do none of you think I'm serious?
I do, but we need to approach that safely. I know little about Roscoe, but I know he was a big hitter, and the fact that he's that beholden to her causes me some concern.
Not to mention the amount of trouble and all sorts of things that will be rolling issues from suits, if not other powers that be, if we just run in and kill someone in a gala. The news will get out. It'll be big.
There were a few different socially influential people there at the meeting. People that she might have dirt on now. People that might owe her something. If we move without thinking, we might be signing our own, arrest warrants.
You think that I'm not thinking still? You think that this is rash? You think I'm just being angry? And Spinner, kind of looks, a little dumbfounded.
I wasn't thinking that, but I was just operating on, hey, we should kill this person. I had figured you may have thought something through already.
If I'm being honest with you, she looks up at you. I was actually telling that for my sake.
You were going to say something, Momo.
I think Holly sits there for a sec, kind of noticeably almost rolling an idea around in her head before it kind of falls into place. And she walks up to Spinner and puts a hand on her shoulder. I'm with you. Believe me when I say that I am. I've seen too many people like this for too long. We'll do what we have to.
I think Spinner's waiting for a but that never comes. And then I think she looks over at Ryder and she goes, she looks a little bit lost for words for a moment. She's trying to figure out what to say, and she just stares into your eyes and goes, yeah, thanks. And then she turns back to Heatsink and she goes, I get you were saying that for your sake, but the longer someone like this has, the more time that they have to gather information and resources and whatever the fuck they gather, the more of a problem it's going to be for us. You know, that dirty information or whatever the fuck that she has on those people in places of and positions of infrastructure and power, like that only gets worse.
She opens her mouth to like there's that like instinctual immediate, she opens her mouth to say something and then closes it. And she nods her head. Trust your leader. I'm just here to handle things. I'll see you all back at the house. And she actually turns and begins walking down the street. Not towards the car.
Spinner, I think, furrows her brow again, but just kind of gives like a shrug and a sigh of defeat, and then looks over at Ryder and goes, "Well, so if you got a plan, what is it?"
I think that actually, so if you got a plan, what is it? That is a good place to cut for a break.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
We are going to cut for a short break here real quick. And when we get back, we're going to start up with the next day with our meeting between Ryder and the Lost and Found.
Hell yeah.
Not the Lost and the Found, just to be clear.
The end. Saris's entire party. Just
They all show up.
I hope you like double playing characters, Punky. Go for it.
Yeah, no, I want the full scene
Yeah,
of like BB meeting Spinner. Oh, you know, typical girls' night planning a murder.
Girls' night.
I can't stop laughing at what I said in the group chat.
I saw. But hey, Chad, I hope you're having a good time.
Hi, Chat.
Yo, what up, chat?
Yeah, if that roll had gone any lower, I would have probably gone to my one power, have a mind of their own, and seen what happened with my powers.
Oh, that would have been something.
Listen, when you want to poke a bear, don't be surprised if it, like, you know, has a knee-jerk reaction.
I was gonna say if you if you poke a bear, make sure it doesn't have mimetic powers. But let's go with the one you said.
You come back, Zeit's a bear. I can explain.
Momo, incredibly responsible of you with like speedster powers to not just immediately catapult your fist through this woman's face. Because
Yeah, what I tell you, I all of me wanted to turn this bitch into a fine red mist. I just wanted to, like, I don't care how bulky.
Man.
I don't care about how bulky Big Suit Man is. I can move faster than him. I can turn her into a blood.
I wonder why the other guy's there.
Yeah.
Your full name. I was expecting you to like telefrag her, like literally.
I was fully thinking about it, but I was like,
Listen, I know it was like a mistake on Leah's part to mispronounce it, but it added to it so much.
I just want you to know so much. It was not. I know
it was not. Oh,
that was fully intentional.
Oh.
Death. I prescribe death.
Oh, I'm just here for the community. I want to do good things for people.
Uses your full government name and your social security number.
Dead names you and dead names you and dead.
Yeah, well, I'm just using this hammer. I'm just using this really big hammer.
All good, Piz. All good, Piz. We're gonna be starting off with that right next. if we have Momo and we have Vaughn and we have me, the rest of you can take finish the break if you'd like. But I would like to get back into it.
Okay.
Go for it.
As a new day dawns upon the city of New Columbia and the wash below it, we see one lost and found, a hero that is relatively well known in the city, one of New Columbia South's premier heroes. They are making their way through the city, and Piss, I'd like you to describe her making her way through the city in the way that we had talked about previously. So the world around you as it is as you're just walking through it. And I'd like you to describe the character a little bit more in detail now that we're seeing her like out in public in the light.
Yeah. So she's pretty slight of frame. Not any like super striking features, but not unpleasant to look at. Attire is very kind of eclectic and doesn't really match, one aesthetic in any way, but it's definitely all of it's older. And also just, but still very like earth tones, reserved. Not anything bold for sure. She has the ability to walk through time, not always by choice. But I would say at this moment with what just happened, she would definitely be doing that to get there as fast as possible, so to speak. So it's kind of just like you push pause and everything everything stops happening around, and it would be perceived almost like teleporting. But for her, she does physically move through the space to get there. So it's, the birds and bugs are frozen. They aren't really noises. So she's hurrying and is very aware of, you know, how, I guess, important this may have been.
Hell yeah, you make your way through the city and into the wash very starkly different in a few different ways from New Columbia. And as you make your way to the address given to you to the Vigilante House, Holly, Ryder, I would like you to roll a unleash your powers, please.
Okay.
I would actually like the both of you to roll unleash your powers, Lost and Found and Holly.
Let's see. Um, hmm. Leah,
Yeah.
do you think that me responding in the way that I did would be affirming my heroic identity?
I think so, yes.
Okay, cool. Good. Then I'm switching my freak so that it is now a +3.
Alrighty.
It's an 8.
It's an 8.
I have never done the D20 dice, but mine was also an 8.
Then was also an 8. It's all good. I this is something that players of mine know is I allow you to roll your own dice if you'd like. I just require you to put what you roll in the chat. Ryder, a sensation sort of washes over you once more. It's a similar sensation to when you were looking for your allies, the sensation that happened when Chris paused time previously. you know in this moment you can either try to push through it or just wait it out, and you won't be experiencing the wait time. You just know whether or not you know that something is happening. Like the way that these powers interact with your powers, we've kind of talked about, and the way that
Mhm.
like super speed interacts with this, we've kind of talked about. And so I leave it up to you whether or not you are in bullet time, basically, when all of this is happening, or when she arrives.
I think because of how on edge she is, she's absolutely like not just gonna like let someone move through that bullshit without her knowing.
It's a few minutes prior to when you would otherwise be having this meeting with this individual. And where would you be waiting within the Vigilante House proper?
Um, Probably just like front and center. If I know that this
Front and
person is
center?
showing up, I'm gonna be right fucking where you can see me because I don't know who it
Lost
is.
Lost and Found, you open the door to the Vigilante House. The the way that I like to work sound in this kind of thing, because I like the idea that like sound still operates and all of that stuff, but it when you're interacting with things that aren't you all in the paused time, it's almost like muted. Uh,
Mhm.
as if you're hearing the kind of like Doppler effect of it kind of really slowed down.
Mhm.
So there's the kind of of you opening the door, and you see Holly like look up at you while you're in pause time. What do you do?
You too?
You two what?
I'm not used to people interacting in this space with me.
Uh, don't don't worry. I don't have the same powers that you do. And then she just kind of like she'll just like zoom up like really fast, like not like in your face, but like and then extends a hand to handshake.
I definitely reach out instinctively.
You
It's Go ahead.
uh you don't seem like the type of guy I just dealt with before.
Thanks,
What's
I
up?
think. And then I guess I'd pull out the card of why I'm here.
Yeah, you had been sent a request to appear here by Heatsink, someone who you
Mhm.
had, worked with
Yeah.
previously. And it's actually in this moment that you recognize Ryder. Not like
Mhm.
well, but like the two of you have actually fought together before. In the fight against I just want to make sure. Did we ever actually finish naming? Oh yeah, I think we did just end up going with Eve. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
in your fight with Eve, one of history's most famously dangerous supervillains of all time. In your fight with Eve, like you, Paragon, Carbon, like Heatsink was there. It was like a lot of the big names in the city's history. Ryder was also there during that fight. And the two of you may not have interacted much before or after that, but you definitely recognize Ryder. I think also, Ryder, this is a question for you, Holly. How present were you in the public protests prior to the advent of psychic powers?
Um, I think that I think that Holly would be pretty present in protests. Maybe not as like writer, but
Mm-hmm.
definitely going to them and like supporting them.
I
Um,
think I think from your like personal persona, Holly, prior to Ryder, I think you recognize this individual. She doesn't look like she's aged more than maybe a few years, but you have probably thrown Molotov cocktails alongside this person before.
I've seen you at a protest or two in my day, I think. You're not exactly like me, but you've been around a while, huh?
Uh, More like in and out for a while. But yeah, you look familiar too.
Holly, uh, Ryder. Um,
Victoria.
Good to meet you. Um, you're here because of Heatsink, yeah?
That was the invitation I received, yeah.
Okay, good. I didn't need other weird, timey guys showing up.
Not weird in the bad sense, just weird.
Yeah, that I can appreciate.
I think probably at this point I would stop stopping time and let everything kind of catch up.
I think the sound of Heatsink singing in the shower resumes.
Amazing.
Ryder, you know that Heatsink left you her office to have this conversation if you'd like.
Here, her office is this way. You can just follow me.
As the two of you enter the office, I think, or Lost and Found, you know that you have been asked here at Heatsink's request to speak with this individual, though
Mhm.
what you were asked to speak about wasn't clear. It seemed like this person wanted to talk to you.
Yeah. Did Heatsink mention why I'm here? Why you wanted to see me?
I would know why, which is because I want to know how to do the silly time bullshit, right? If I recall correctly.
There were a few different reasons. If I remember
Yeah.
correctly, you wanted someone who could kind of relate to the situation a little bit more, fish out of water, adjusting to heroes, like being a hero in the modern day, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And then there was also an aspect of because the Chris was like looking for someone, and you in relation to time powers, Heatsink and you kind of put your heads together and figured out that this person might relate to that, and that might give you some insight on what's going on with like the time, the dimensional rift.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a little bit less of something that Heatsink wanted and more something that I was looking into. I mean, as you just showed me, you're pretty knowledgeable of things when it comes to movement through time. Is that fair to say?
I'm learning and better than I used to be.
Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, we may not be entirely similar, but I know what it's like to adjust to different times. um, I have some of my own more personal questions, but we have some things going on with this rift that I thought, if you give me some insight a little bit into how things work for you and your powers, it might give me a better idea of things or how to navigate the stuff we're currently dealing with.
I can try.
That's all I can ask. For RPs and time's sake, Leah.
Yeah.
And just because it has been a little bit, so I want to make
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
that I
yeah,
like
of course,
get on
of
top of
course.
things. Just to go over the Spark notes, it would be stuff about the Rift,
Mhm.
and like what I can learn through Lost and Found about like maybe how we can deal with it. If I recall, I just want to make sure I remember, because it's my brain's so bad in the moment.
Let's do the logistical side really quickly so that you
Mhm.
can have a little bit more of the like time focused on the RP side of things.
Yeah.
With the logistical side, the primary things that you wanted to know were like how to interact with like the time travel stuff, but also like what sort of the mechanics and what because the time travel stuff registers similarly to the dimensional rift, and because the other writer was kind of going through it, you were kind of looking to learn a little bit more about like how speed interacts with that sort of situation and what you can expect and what's actually happening there and that kind of thing. Lost and Found, I'm gonna have you roll and assess the situation,
Okay.
or roll to assess the situation. And Ryder, I
Mhm.
would like you to roll comfort or support.
Okay. Shit. I just switched my shit so that it's okay. It's not a negative, so that's all that matters.
That is a 7. I will allow any of you to spend a team. You guys currently have 3, or Lost and Found, I would also allow you to spend one of your team.
I'm certain we have more.
You definitely
so
do.
I will go ahead and do that. I think that is
All
fair.
right. We'll make that a 7 as you receive some team assistance from one of the premier heroes of the city, turning that into a 7. So here's what happens with the comforter support. On a hit, they hear you, they mark potential, clear condition, or shift labels if they see fit. So for you, Lost and Found,
Mhm.
two things will happen. If you, in the conversation after this, open up about something vulnerable to Ryder, not only can you mark a potential, but you get a +1 on your 9 actually to roll for assess the situation.
Okay.
But you have to open up to Ryder after this. Do you agree?
Yeah.
All right, then you may choose to either clear condition, mark potential, or shift labels.
Okay.
One of the 3.
Just do
And
potential.
do potential, make it easy. That 9 goes up to a 10, which is good. We're gonna pop to assess the situation, roll plus superior, which you did. On a 7 to 9, ask 1, take +1 while asking on the answers. 10 plus, which you now got, you asked 2 questions. So I will link them here to remind, but they are the typical assess the situation questions. These can be asked about the dimensional rift and information potentially around that.
Okay. And we're looking for information on how to make it go away, or
I guess actually, you right. Well, because the 2 questions are now available, and I would say that Ryder, you can ask one of these 2 questions, and then that can potentially lead you, Lost and Found, to the other one. So Ryder, why don't you start, because like you're answering the question, Lost and Found, but like Ryder's the one asking it. So this is kind of like a dual check.
Okay.
So Ryder, what do you want to know about?
At the Rift, it's one of those 4 or 5, yeah?
Yep, one of those 5.
Okay.
And the first one can be like bent. If none of them fit, the first one can be bent to make it fit.
I mean, I feel like how could we best end this quickly? It feels like the most kind of like ideal because it's just kind of like straight to the point. The other ones aren't like super relevant. Like when I think of like that dimensional rift, and I think of like what here is in the greatest danger, I think of the people who can like make them probably.
The two put your heads together. Oh, unless there's more you want to say about that.
I don't think so.
All right. The two of you put your heads together, and after talking about Chris and talking about how Lost and Found's time pause works, talking about what Chris has said to the two of you about like they're here for the advent of like when time travel got fucked up, and they're here to like sort of like get a clamp down on all that. Based on Chris's suitcase and briefcase, and the fact that it's kind of like confirmed that interdimensional travel and time travel aren't dissimilar to each other, they operate off of the same technology. You think that the best way to end this quickly would be somehow, and you don't necessarily know how, you just know that this would be to go through the portal and destroy whatever machine on the other side is allowing them to make it.
Okay.
Or maintain it would be more accurate. Because you know at this point that the one on the testing grounds is shut down. Like that got shut down after it. That is what initially opened the portal. But then it's still there, meaning something else has to be maintaining it. It wouldn't just be hanging there. It is absolutely still where, and you've confirmed this, it's where the other rider ran through. It's still being actively used. So the best way to end it quickly would be to go through and shut it down. Like physically shut it down actively with a group. Does that lead either of you to any secondary questions?
I would say yes, because then it would be what can I use to go in and come back safely?
What can you use to go in and come back safely? Someone who has powers akin to you, Lost and Found, you might be able to go in safely and back out safely. The question is, and this is actually almost like what here's the greatest danger as well, and the two of them are kind of mixed here, is if you go through and destroy the machine, you don't necessarily have a way back.
Right. That was
so you're subject
exactly
to whatever realm that you are in. So the what here can you use to like getting Chris's like time travel briefcase, time stop briefcase, and maybe like reverse engineering the technology. I think Ryder, I think you are able to, or you sort of like remember Zeitgeist travels through portals, like Zeitgeist travels through dimensions. If you go in with Zeitgeist, he might be able to bring you all back. Same with Spinner. Like, you have the people with you who, if you put your heads together as a team, might be able to go through and shut it down and return, just because of the team you specifically have.
Yeah.
You might need someone like a little bit more sciencey to help reverse engineer it a little bit. Spinner and Zeit are techie, but you might need someone to sort of like marry the tech together.
That, and then I think the thing that would probably come to like specifically Holly's mind is that they need to train.
Yeah.
Is that they need to train and figure out how to make that work.
But you have an idea of what to do now. I do have to ask, for timing reasons, for both myself and for Piss here. Piss, how much more time do you have, if any? Because if you need to tap out now, I totally understand.
I kind of do, but we can wrap up.
We can wrap up.
Yeah.
Why don't I give y'all? Can you go till the 10-minute marker?
Sure.
You can say no if no is no big deal.
It's okay. 10 minutes should
All
be
right,
fine.
10 minute marker. All right, you two of you got 9 minutes to role play.
Um, do you know anyone who is on the techier side of things? I'll admit I don't interact with suits to any greater degree myself.
Well, I'm new, but I'm certain there's somebody who can help us.
Okay. That's good to know. I know of some people who work with suits, so if you can get in contact with anyone, that might be ideal. Though, be careful who you speak to. There's some folks around who I think might be maybe not on the same page in regards to doing the good work, if you know what I mean. There might be...
I've gotten that
No?
impression.
Okay. Knowing that you have that impression makes things a lot less stressful for me.
How helpful would having that briefcase be?
I mean, pretty damn helpful, considering we don't really have any other immediate devices like that ourselves. I would say it'd be good to get hands on it, but maybe keep it away from suits as a whole.
Hey, Leah, can I reach forward and grab it?
Okay, yes, but we
I
have
figured that'd be a
to.
but.
Yes, but in our suit's time, we are gonna have to. You are going to have to actually do that in game.
Right. Okay.
So like you will actually have to take a game time away from like what the Eve stuff that we're dealing with to do that. So like that you can with that asterisk. Do you accept that?
Okay. I mean,
right.
yeah, I think that's
All
the
right,
best
I'm
thing
right.
to do.
Hey, that's also like the coolest fucking thing you could do in the moment.
I know.
So I'm making sure
That's
to
cool.
write
What
that
the
down.
hell?
If you want to explain how that ability works, if
Yeah.
any of you have seen Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, you might get it.
Oh,
so basically, for living things like myself, and if I want to bring someone with me, I can only go forward in time. But any object that exists in the future, I can pull it from the future back to me. So that briefcase would exist in the future. So theoretically, I could just reach forward and grab it.
Incredible.
A caveat is that she has to go and like at some point in the future has to actually like get the thing.
Yeah,
like,
to know where it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. In which case you all and what does this look like? Visually describe what you like suddenly a briefcasing.
I don't think
totally
there's anything flashy. I think I just hand out all of a sudden holding a briefcase. Here you go.
What?
Don't worry about it. I'll just have to deal with it later. But it seems like you need this now.
Yeah. I mean, I certainly do. Thank you.
Anytime.
If you need anything, just ask. I don't know what you'll have to do for that.
I don't either, but I guess I'll find out when the time comes.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, if you need anything, please just let me know. I'll be there in a flash.
I will. It's very nice to meet somebody who I guess understands how far we've come.
Yeah, we really have, but there's still some unsavory types out there. I think Holly would like reach into her pocket and give Lost and Found her like phone number.
I think that I would. I guess I have a phone, but
As far as we've established, you don't. You have a pager.
that's right. That's right. Yeah. So I guess I would write down like my room number at the Suits headquarters and the pager number, and just say, "I'll I'll get back to you when I can if you need to contact me."
I think she just giggles and is like, "It's so nice to see one of these." I'll keep it in mind. Thank you.
As the two of you finish your meeting, you with now some stuff that you have to go do, Lost and Found, and you with a briefcase and a little bit more of a plan beginning to form. It is where the two of you separate, and we say goodbye for now to our lovely Lost and Found. You have a good work.
Thanks for stopping
Bye
in.
bye. Thank
Thank you for
you.
having me.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. Thank
This
you.
was very fun.
I was.
Please need me again.
Maybe we'll have a big shebang with all the heroes at some point.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Yes. Assemble.
But catch you later, babes.
Thank you. Goodbye, all.
Thank you for being
Bye-bye.
here. Bye. As they disappear, and you feel that brief moment of time stop and then start again, and they are no longer in front of you.
Mhm.
It is only a matter of time before the rest of your team appears for your meeting. I want to check in on my other players really quick. Zeit, you were the one who was kind of left the most alone. What did you do the night before? How and when do you arrive at the meeting today?
Zeit probably spent a good 3 or 4 hours just out on the Potomac, just thinking about everything that happened, also thinking about the stuff that happened, like, in the earlier weeks. For at least a good while, he's just holding out and just spinning the knob he got from Chris, thinking about stuff. Possibly how to use it, as well as, like, everything with the ID&I that still needs to be doing on top of what's now in Malda and everything. But after a minute, he realizes that if Amalda's doing all that stuff, the only reason that she can take advantage of anyone is because people don't feel like they're being protected, so he goes out and does what he usually does and abuses the fact he only has, like, a 6 to 5 hour natural circadian rhythm and just patrols the streets. A lot of people are used to Zeit being up at all hours, keeping by, so the night folk would see him and just know that he's doing his job. And then eventually, probably, whenever he got, like, a text or something from Spinner, he would just show up. But he also had an idea, but I'll save that for what we possibly brainstorm as a group.
Can you roll me defend, since you're out and about protecting the city?
Okay, give me 1 second here. Also, a quick question. Would you have counted Zeit leaving, like, away from the group in Amalda and everything, running from something difficult?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, I finally cleared. This is the first time I'm rolling without any conditions since possibly session 1.
Yeah!
Ha! That's a 6.
That is a 6. Do you want to spend a team?
Is everyone okay if I spend a team?
Yeah, go ahead.
I would say Spinner because Spinner makes the most sense to, like, in some way provide
true.
assistance. Spinner, why don't you tell us how you assist in some way here, or how you feel this fits?
And remind me, what is this role going towards Zeit?
Zeit basically just reminding everyone that no matter what like Imelda's preying on or using to get their like hands like in everyone's pockets or like scaring them. Zeit's still there. He's been there for the last 6 years. He's not just leaving them out hanging. He is still there. They have someone looking out for them.
Right, and you're basically doing this at cost to your own health by trying to help the whole city.
Specifically the Foggy Bottom, but he figures starting there, considering that's probably where Imelda's starting, since she's like within like 2 city blocks.
Yeah, I have a very clear idea of what this looks like then, which is Spinner taking a very eerily like Rider-esque like you get a call on your burner that is Spinner, and she, without even saying hi, she goes, "When was the last time you drank water?"
So I just like, and good morning to you too.
Have you eaten a meal? How long have you been up?
You know the sound of like he doesn't have a witty retort. He's actually like thinking up the approximate answer to the question you're giving him.
Okay, don't give me an answer. I know I'm gonna be upset. Look, dude, she really pissed me off too, but we can't do anything about it if we don't take care of ourselves. You gotta get some water, you gotta get some food, and then, if I had to guess, you're probably gonna run around like a crazy person trying to be as fast as Ryder, saving as many people as you can. I'm not gonna stop you. Just make sure you take care of yourself first.
All right. So, I'm gonna guess that they need a team for everything if you're calling this early.
Yeah, we're I'll keep you in the loop, but you take care of you right now. We're gonna figure something out.
All right. Zeit will like again do some quick check-ins, just like basic stuff like that they'd probably have, like do you need me to cover for you in like certain area, do you need like any like accommodations, and then probably like wrap up what he's doing on patrol and head towards Vigilante House whenever Spinner told him to.
Alrighty. Well, for the role that you just did, because you successfully defended, you've taken care of yourself, is the assistance you needed to not hurt yourself with this, but you still, protected people around the city. I'd like you to give me just like an idea of one thing you would have done to help protect in the city, that you successfully kept people safe, and then you get to choose to either add a team so you can get the team back. You may take influence over whoever this person is that you protect, or you may clear a condition.
Well, I luckily finally cleared all my conditions. I would say there's probably just some kind of like just benign accident. No one's really at fault, but someone got decently hurt in like a head-on collision, and Zeit probably just rushed someone to the ER. You can decide how influential or whatever it is, but Zeit was just doing like what he always does, and making sure someone got the help they needed when they needed it. So I'll take influence on whoever you want me to write down.
Why don't you take influence over... Why don't you choose just a random locate, like one of the... you may either choose one that exists, like a shop or a building of some kind, to have influence over the people there, or you may make one up if you don't like any of the ones that exist.
I would say it's less a shop, but someone who does a lot of work, like probably the local like construction leader. Since I imagine
no, because like ACAB has been all over the place lately, so you probably help out an ACAB team, so you can take influence over ACAB.
Okay.
I like that a lot. That makes a lot of sense. ACAB does a lot of like construction and that sort of thing. Like they are what Clasp is, but actually good, right? Like they actually do the things that Imelda's like, oh yeah, I could do that for the wash, but like the ACAB actually does that.
Okie dokie, I marked that.
Cool. And then we kind of follow you after a little bit of rest and a call from Spinner. We follow you getting to the Vigilante House. We've seen Ryder. I'm going to check in now with Spinner. Spinner, where would you have gone after the night before, and how would you arrive at the meeting today?
I think the first thing is like asking, like it entirely depends on what Ryder would have told her kind of after our convenient cut, because it was a good cut on so what's the plan. But I think Spinner was like fully ready to like grab a Molotov cocktail, pop into that room, just drop it in there, light the whole place on fire, and like figure it out afterwards. And Ryder telling her, hey, I have a plan, is like, it's going to diffuse her what's the word, urgency to want to take care of this problem. But I think she is still going to have enough like leftover adrenaline and frustration that it's going to funnel straight into like doing whatever she can to prepare for whatever this plan is.
Yeah, I think she would tell you. She'd just be upfront with you. I have connections, or at least some plans to speak with some people about this rift stuff. I think that whatever information we get from that will help us with this as well, because it involves gathering information in general. And it wouldn't surprise me if they're tied together in some way. In fact, I think it's kind of silly to think that they're not. But I think the sooner we get a grasp on that, the sooner we can work with the people and our people to take her down.
I think Spinner like very clearly chews it over. Obviously not happy with prioritizing inaction, at least in the moment. But after kind of rolling it around in her head, she looks at you and she goes, I don't have to say why, but I trust that this is as urgent for you as it is for me. You let me know when it's go time, and it's go time.
Of course. You should go check on site. I'm worried about him.
Yeah, I got a few people to check on. And she starts strolling past Spinner, or not Spinner, she starts strolling past Ryder. And as she does so, she stops and she turns around and she goes, hey, I don't know, sorry, you know?
As you've learned, I've been around for a while. It's okay. I get it. Maybe not exactly your stuff, but I'm not big on trusting people above me either, so it's good instinct.
Yeah. And she just kind of nods. I think there's something on Spinner's face that I think is like indeterminable, like in the night, unless you want to like try piercing the mask. As she like turns and walks away.
I'll pierce the mask. I think it's fun to roll dice.
What the fuck?
Is my one complaint about this game is I wish there was is more role play, and I wish there was more dice rolling. I guess I could make you roll dice more, but a lot of that's not what the mechanics are for.
Well, so a lot of it is us prompting each other on. Oh, that's bad news for
Mhm.
me. A lot of this is us prompting each other on things, and we all love like
Mhm.
chewing the scenes, so we want each other to do things, so we never make each other roll things. That's why it's so hard for me to be like, oh, you have to roll to notice this instead of me just saying it. That's actually a full hit, by the way, because you have influence over me.
Yep, +1. So full hit with Pierce the Mask is you get to. Oh, okay. So there, I have added one question to Pierce the Mask, and I think
Evil.
that might be. Yeah. I'll add the last one is. Put this here in a second. There you go.
The last one. I mean, yeah, I want the last one.
How many do you get to ask on a full hit?
3.
Oh. Then yeah. I already have influence. I think, what do you want me to do? What do you intend to do? And what do they not want you to know?
I think Spinner doesn't want you to know how okay she was with just like truly offing Imelda in that moment, whatever happened to her afterwards. I think this is something that Spinner doesn't want anyone to know, because I'm not even sure Spinner has like properly reflected on that herself. I think she knows that she wouldn't have regretted, but she's not sure how that feeling would have done with like time. You know, how that feeling would have, how that cheese would have aged, so to speak. You know, what do you intend to do? She intends to go home to check on you told her to check on Zeit. She actually does not intend to check on Zeit in this moment. I think she feels like the best thing to give Zeit in this moment is space. Because in moments where she's felt the same, that's what she's needed, and that's what she's gotten the least sometimes. What do you want me to do? She wants you to take care of yourself, I think, and to stop making it. The look that you catch on her face as she turns away, which kind of prompted this pierce the mask, was like kind of one of distaste. Like you forgave her essentially, and you said, you know, like, I've been around the block, I've done this thing before, like, you don't have to apologize to me. But that, I don't think, sat well with her. I think there's something about that that feels very like self-sacrificial in a way that she does not sit well with, partially because it reminds her of herself. So I think you see a kind of like she wrinkles her nose a little bit, maybe, or just like makes the slightest expression that seems not satisfied with the apology, but not, or with your response, but not because of like your feelings towards her, but because of your feelings towards yourself. And I think she wants you to, you know, keep doing this punk shit because it's making her trust you more, but also she wants you to take care of yourself in whatever way like you think that means.
I think she'll kind of like sense your unease. And she'll just be like, "Hey,
Oh yeah.
I'll get my 8 hours. just make sure you do too, okay?
Yeah, I do gotta be sorry about it, you know? I do owe you an apology. Just cause you get it doesn't mean it sucks less. Sometimes that means it sucks more, you know?
Yeah, but I'll take care of myself. Just, I know your first instinct might to be to go check on others too, so make sure that's not all you do, okay?
She shrugs and she turns around, and she's not looking at you as she calls out, like, over her shoulder. Can't take care of anyone else if you don't take care of yourself. And then under her breath, she's like, so I need a damn slice of pizza or some shit. And then you just see her, like, blip out. But yeah, I think the rest of the night for Spinner after that is just going to be like, she's going to give Zeit some space. She might try calling him before she goes to bed just to make sure nothing like miserable has happened to him. But other than that, she's gonna go back, like, rush home to check on Maggie to make sure she's okay. And once she does Maggie's okay, she's maybe going to kind of like tail between her legs without any explanation, be like, do you want to go to sleep with me?
You get back and the house smells like fresh baked bread.
Hey, whoa, that smells good.
And
Wow.
then you get hints of garlic and butter, and you realize she's making garlic bread.
That is not cat litter that I smell, and that's awesome.
You hear calling from the kitchen, yeah, I changed the cat litter.
Yeah, I mean, you're also kind of, oh, is that garlic bread?
She comes out wearing nothing but an apron and holding a plate of garlic bread, and we will cut there.
Hell yeah.
Damn!
Rubbing my hands together, evil like a fly. Happy Pride.
Pride, y'all. What about Black Mirror?
Black Mirror, of course, at the end of last night would have helped, like, heat sink, like, drive the van home, help heat sink, and Spinner get back if Spinner needed. Basically, anybody that didn't feel like using superpowers to get back quickly. Over the night, would have made sure to get some good rest. And in the morning, probably would have readying for the upcoming meeting. Probably would have made everyone a really nice breakfast that was around.
Hell yeah. Can you roll me comfort or support?
I can give that a shot. Let's see. All right. Let's give this a shot.
Okay, so anyone can spend a team if you want to spend a team on this. However, you can always remember you can always mark a condition to succeed, and failure doesn't necessarily mean a failure. It just means I take a move.
Okay.
Also, don't forget to mark experience.
Well, that is true. I do need to do that.
So which is your choice?
I'll take the failure. I think I'll
Take
just
the
I'll
take the
just
failure,
the
mark.
failure.
Take the failure, hit the potential, mark the move. You make everyone a really lovely breakfast. The group of when all of you arrive for or brunch, I should say, when all of you arrive at the meeting for everyone. What have you made for everyone?
It probably would have been like a because like she's not really seen anybody eat like a really good meal in a hot minute. They had like a little bit of bar food back at like the Sanctuary bar and like that, but she hasn't really seen anybody eat a really good. She makes like a Denny's buffet almost.
When all of you
Why?
arrive, a Denny's buffet is there. As you're setting it up, Black Mirror, you're like putting out the like tray of bacon for people, and as you're setting it up, your phone just kind of.
She would stop what she's doing, and or she's doing like a combination of like cooking on the stove and drawing stuff. So like there's like a combination going on, and so it's getting prepped kind of like unusually fast. She as a note before she answers the phone, and make sure that the bacon is actually properly cooked. The bacon has to be cooked. Like you cannot beat like the bacon being cooked properly rather than drawing it. And she will answer the phone.
You answer the phone, and you immediately hear the other Shannon come up. Hey, I have some good news.
Hey, how's it going? I'm terribly sorry about suddenly leaving the.
Oh no
meeting.
worries. I schmoozed. I did the whole thing. That's my job as a curator.
All right, yeah, sure. What kind of good news you got?
Oh, we just received a massive set of donations from Imelda Key.
There's a slight pause where she doesn't speak in the microphone, and but she like holds over them, like her hand over the microphone of it, and just kind of goes, "Shit," and then looks
Yeah,
back.
I had a
"Oh,
private
really?"
meeting with her last night. She brought me in. It was like shortly after you left. We just had a really nice, lovely, long conversation. She asked a couple questions about you, but wanted to know more about the artist behind the Pentagonal Gallery. But then she talked about how she has a lot of art. She showed me a few pieces of hers, pieces that are pretty rare and would have been expensive back in the day, and from harder to find artists, and has offered a rotating set of her own personal collection. I asked if she wanted anything, like in exchange. She wanted, and she just said a token of goodwill towards you. So you must have made quite an impression.
We did get to talk a little bit, yes. I definitely appreciate their gesture. I'll look to you to set it up properly, and I will try to talk to them sometime in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. But as a result of it, of this and us talking, I do think I'm gonna begin recommending her to the ACAB and other organizations. She really seems like she's an upstanding community member.
There's so much Black Mirror wants to say at this moment, but and instead just says for now that just says, "All right, yeah, tell me how that goes." Certainly.
I'll be sure to do so. I'll keep you updated. See you later.
All right,
And
bye. Click.
Bye.
Son of a bitch! She just shouts from the kitchen and just kind of holds the phone angrily.
Who walks in right as they hear the son of the bitch?
I would say Zeit.
So you walk in and you from the other room just hear, "Son of a bitch!"
Zeit flies in to make sure nothing's on fire. Notices it, sees Black Mirror, and just I think that's the most emotion I've heard you say in the last month.
Looks up from her phone and just rubbing a temple. It's hi, Zeit, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, oh, I'm fine. And then he trails off and he just sees the food laid out and just is that cantaloupe?
Yes, it is. Feel free to have some. The everything's almost ready, but you can go ahead and start grabbing some.
You'll watch it takes a normal breakfast. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Oh, I was there's pancakes, waffles, bacon, scrambled eggs, biscuits and gravy, the usual Denny's spread is in kind of small serving trays.
Yeah, you'll watch it gets a average just no frills breakfast, but any fruit that you have, you might take an inordinately greedy amount of.
I would say there's a lot of fruit. There's probably cantaloupe. There's honeydew. Most likely bananas, oranges, apples.
Yeah, you'll see him take at least two and a half people's worth of fruit, as opposed to like a simple small portion of eggs, toast, and some like jam.
She just watches you enjoy it because she always knows she could just draw more. Like, if anything gets low, she could just draw more. Except the bacon. The bacon has to be cooked. We don't ask why the bacon's never drawn.
Now having some concerns about Black Mirror drawing meat.
Oh, she's drawn other meat. Just the bacon has to be cooked.
One by one, our vigilantes return to the house, and as you gather for a meeting hosted by your writer, your leader, that's where we're gonna pick up next time.
All right.
Wow.
Fucking awesome, y'all. Awesome roleplay. Awesome job all around. I appreciate y'all. In fact, I appreciate you all so much. All of you get a potential.
Yeah. Oh, let's
Yeah.
go. Oh, damn, that means I'll level up. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
Hell yeah.
I love potential.
I'll have to figure out something on
But,
between sessions.
we can go through our really quick post-session stuff.
Mhm.
All of you get a potential for a variety of reasons, but if we're going to do our real quick post-session, let's, wait, well, we're just going to go down the call. Vaughn, closer, image, away.
I would say, like, again, having spent a lot of time introspecting, but like with the conclusions he kind of got to that we'll get into next session, I would say Zyke more grew into his image of himself.
Alrighty, image of self. Awesome. So I believe that gets you. Yep. You may. You explained how you see yourself. Shift one label up and another down. What about you, Momo?
Honestly, I
Closer,
think.
image away.
Hmm. I think closer. I think
Closer.
I think she's just getting closer to the team, and that's very thematic for her. I think breaking ground with Spinner has really
Yeah.
made her feel a
Yeah.
lot better.
In which case, get Spinner. I think because you're concerned about Spinner. Do you have influence over Ryder already?
I do.
You do. In which case, you may choose. You do not have to, but you may choose to shift Ryder's labels.
I feel like Momo probably has the labels where she wants them to be, and
Fair
I
enough.
don't think Spinner's in a position to be telling other people how to live their lives.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Then, Momo, you may either clear condition or mark potential.
I'm taking potential.
Hell yeah. What about you, Punky?
I think Spinner definitely grew closer to the team, but before that, we have a new mechanic. Whoa! My class specifically at the end of each session can take influence away from someone who has it over me. The key word here is may, and I have not been doing this because I have not felt it was pertinent or deserved, especially since it's been uphill fucking battle to get influence over Spinner. That being said, I think with Heatsink clearly keeping something from the team and kind of being dishonest in a way that only hurts herself and refusing to be vulnerable, whether or not Spinner has picked up on that innately or specifically, she can tell that there's something weird going on in a way that's like too reflective of like the kind of thing that she would do. And I think she's like lost a little bit. I don't want to say lost respect, but it's the kind of thing where you realize that your mentors and people who have taught you are like fallible, you know? It's kind of like when you see someone you really respect has like a scratch and they're bleeding, and it's like, oh wait, that's right. They're just like me at the end of the day. So I'm going to take influence away from Heatsink.
Alrighty, perfect. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
That being said, I have definitely grown closer to the team, and it is definitely because of Ryder. I think the mutual, I think having Imelda as a mutual, as like, what's the word I want to look for? A parallel. A kind of like, oh, this is what someone who doesn't care about their community looks like, not Ryder, right?
Y'all cooked with Imelda as a villain, by the way. Like, it's super fun to play.
I hate that little motherfucker.
Super
I
evil. I
love it.
want to pull her bones out of her body. Yeah, so definitely grew closer to the team.
Awesome. In that case, Ryder, do you wish to exert your influence by adjusting Spinner's labels?
I think I feel the same about
Fair enough. A
the
mutual
labels.
respect to leave each other's labels alone. I love
Yeah.
that. You may either clear condition or mark potential, Spinner.
I am going to clear the condition of insecure, I think.
Hell yeah.
I think insecure.
Got a little bit of more self-assuredness.
I think, the two long-standing conditions of angry and guilty are still there because it's kind of hard to ever get rid of those for her. But I think insecure goes away after this one. She feels a little bit more, especially since she feels a little bit more in line with the team and like, wait, we are the ones making and helping community. She feels a bit better.
Hell yeah. All right, and lastly, certainly not leastly, our Black Mirror, closer, image, away.
I would say Image, actually, this particular time, as she's trying to more introspect upon herself as the situation has gotten more real.
Hell yeah.
She's trying to, like, sympathize and figure out how to help navigate this. Because the party is dealing with something of an identity crisis, quite literally, with this new individual, whereas it's not something Shannon has to worry about since her name is already out there.
Hell yeah. Well, in that case, then if your image of yourself, you explain how you see yourself, then you may shift one label up and another down.
All right, I'm going to... I'm actually, interestingly enough, because she's becoming more aware, more perceptive of the current situation, I'm going to shift mundane down to 0 and superior up to 2.
Yeah.
To help assess the situation better.
Well, that will do it for us today. Thank you, my players, for being here. Thank you, my audience, for listening in and hanging out with us. Do we want to do any outros? I will start. I'm Leah, aka Amusing Thalia. You can find me at my channel at Amusing Thalia. I'm doing a lot of shit recently. Got Paper Mario on Tuesday. Got maybe Yuri on Friday. It kind of depends. I'm moving. Shit's crazy for a little bit. I'll see y'all after the move. Toss it to... I'll toss it to Punky.
Whoa! It's me, Punky. Wow! I did my whole spiel earlier. You can find me on my channel. I'll be live tomorrow. I'll probably be playing some Bug Fables. Maybe some Denture Attack if Momo's around. I got VODs. You can find them on YouTube. Punky On Demand. I got a Blue Sky at PunkyPun-KI. Follow me there to see when I'm going live. Otherwise, support my wonderful friends. And thank you for watching and hanging out with us. And commiserating in the, I think, very well-felt sentiment amongst everyone, which is, you're not trying to build community, you're trying to capitalize off of it. I'm taking your bones. Speaking of taking bones, I'll pass it to Skelly.
Wait a minute, you just took me.
Forfeit your bones.
I didn't take all your bones, I just took one that you, like, didn't need and maybe wouldn't notice is gone, so don't worry about it.
Remember,
Fun fact.
half of the body's bones are in the hands. That's all.
You can also take the hyoid bone, which is the only bone in your body that's not attached to another bone. The actual bone fact. Anyway, hi, I'm Skelly Alpha. You can find me on Twitch, Blue Sky, and YouTube under the same name. Getting the schedule prepared to post. Pretty much same thing as last week. There's going to be Paper Mario on Tuesday. Liminal with Punky Momo Wednesday. Enigmatica with Tech on Thursday. It's so on and so forth. the entire normal schedule. I'll be hanging out with Hat, doing some Minecraft stuff on Monday, which is the one that's different. And Saturday, probably an art stream. I'm still figuring it out. So it'll be up in the air until I post the schedule. That'll be it for me. I'll post it. I'll send it on over to Momo.
Hi. I'm Momo, or Retrospectacles. You can find me over at Blue Sky at Retrospectacles. As Punky previously stated, I will be around on her stream, as well as Skelly's, for the lovely liminal time that we've been doing on our Wednesdays. But yeah, I draw stuff, and I'm doing it more lately. So if you want to come check me out, that would be cool. Otherwise, I think I should pass it over to... Leah, have you gone yet? I'm so bad at this.
I started.
Fuck, okay, I guess it's only one left to go for.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, you've already found me here, twitch.tv/BurnoutVon. You can find me on Blue Sky on YouTube at Burnout Vaughn, over on Patreon, Burnout's Bar. This week, yeah, like we've said, we've got some Paper Mario on Tuesday, then some Skeleton Crew will be on Thursday, then following that up, hopefully we'll be having some Student's Guide to Baldur's Gate, but nothing on Saturday. Everyone needs to rest. Everyone needs a time to, like, actually take some time for themselves. So that's what we're doing next Sunday. I hope you like it. But with that out of the way, I see our good buddy, our friend, our composer, our Wiley is currently streaming. So what should our raid message be?
We're gonna have to kill this guy, Spinner.
We're gonna have to kill this guy, Spinner.
All right.
To which the response is,
all right. Well, that's our raid message. Thank you all for coming out. We will see you again in 2 weeks' time. Thank you. We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.